This is your president of the Enclave, Augustus Autumn. President Augustus Autumn. And under my current administration, not only have we retaken back the territory that was ours that we took from Talon Company, but we've also pushed into the DC settlements. We have caused them 50,000 casualties, but it took us quite a fucking many years. Hope y'all doing well today. This is Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. We're doing Raven Rock. Now, I got stuck into a weird area. Autumn did his coup against Eden, where he just unplugged him. And we're doing pretty well now. I have 3 divisions of power armor. They're to the point where they can't even resupply their guys with manpower. And they have about like 1,000 manpower there, 1,000 manpower there. I have quadruple theirs, or double their combined. So I'm actually just going to push into them. I was just making sure I had a good amount of buffer. Hope you're all doing well today. And let's do this. These guys, this 4 group right here, have done really well in expanding my lines. And in fact, we're going to do this. So these guys are just going to push to here. These guys are going to push right here. Which we're able to... We're not getting pushed back very well. So we just took Little Big Town. They'll do a counterattack or 2, lose a bunch of their guys, and then press on. So we've just taken this part of the river, so now we are clear to go to this point without getting hit on the side. So proceed. And we've just been developing more of the technology that helps us, because we've had an issue with income, but now I'm finally getting back on the right side of it. So I have passive income, like certain percentage here and there. We have aviation, again. We have power armor. Aviation in terms of VB02 gunships, so I'm back to gunships. I have developed quite a bit of industry so far. And yeah, things are going fairly well. Oh man, I think they just pushed a little too far on that side. You know what? Just push him. See, when doing that, we've actually cornered a bunch of their guys, including the Brotherhood's people, and pushed them that way. So, stop it. And some of these guys will... Oh. One of these guys will hold this side. And just like that, we've expanded further that way. And we have all this industry that's ours to use. And we also set our outside recruitment to loyal Americans, which is a benefit, is because we switched to Autumn. We could do loyal Americans, which goes from a negative 60% to a negative 5%. So we get a lot more people for non-core manpower. And something that needs to happen is riot gear, because we're going to need to administer a lot of territory when this is over. I have enough money. I'm just going to military signing bonus. And I'm getting money from trade areas now, as I hold that. Let's just take 10 Penny Tower. They don't have the material to... Yep, and they just lost that. How many people are on that one? Okay, 4. Let's clear that up a bit. How many divisions do they have left? 4. So we could just end this. Oh, Rivet City's not against me. Okay, that's good. Thought they were because of Project Purity, but it's ours again. Done. And we covered them up, so... No, we surrounded and took the Pentagon, so took out the East Coast Brotherhood of Steel's headquarters. Take that. Take that. All mine. Look at that. Raven Rock is much stronger now. We need to get our guys back into so they don't get attrition. Screw you guys. So now we have everyone around us, which probably some fairly powerful groups, like the church over here, these crusaders. Oh, it's something that happened during those years. United States and Mexico kind of took over everything. I think they're at war with... Yeah, they are at war with the last lodge. I think they're beating them. I mean, they're fighting like crazy there. I don't expect them to last much longer. So with that, we can actually proceed on. So, into the lion's den. After heavy... Oh, I can't even do most of these. Oh, none of these actually exist, so I can't do any of these. Damn. Rulers of DC. Okay, so once we're done with that, we'll be okay. So, into the lion's den. After heavy fighting, the Pentagon has returned to the hands of the United States government. With time, we can restore it to pre-war glory. But for now, let us see what goodies the Brotherhood left us. Stock exchange. Really? Well, we need the money. So it finally turned in our favor. And I didn't have to cheat. The Battle of the Pentagon. In what was to become some of the worst fighting since the battle for Project Purity, we struck a mighty blow against the Brotherhood of Steel. These squatters knew they were coming to kick them out of government property, and they were well prepared. Our soldiers had to fight for every inch of the facility, despite facing countless automated turrets, ramshackle robots, and the power armor defenders. We stand triumphant. Our flag flies over the Pentagon, and our scientist teams are taking inventory of what the equipment, data, archives the Brotherhood didn't destroy on their way out. Rulers of DC. The Brotherhood is defeated, and there's little chance of them rebuilding the Capital Wasteland. For the first time since the bombs dropped over 200 years ago, the United States government stands as rulers of DC. Now we can turn our eyes to stamping out the other upstarts in the former capital and beyond. So we get stability, remove odd and unexperienced, annexes AF, so we get Adams Air Force Base. It's now core. Gets our flags, flies over the capital. Our capital. We could probably get River City to acquiesce. We need to increase that. More power armor. More. Our flag flies over high over the capital. The Pentagon is back under our control. Project Purity is being repaired by Enclave scientists, and the patrols are meeting less and less resistance. The Capital Wasteland may still be a lawless place, but not for long. We still face a long road ahead, but the path is getting a little smoother up ahead. God bless the Enclave, and God bless America. If I didn't say it before, the guy who made this whole mod for the East Coast did a really wonderful job. I did say some mean things about one of the nations, but that's just me being frustrated with stupid shit. It's a fucking game. They put a lot of effort, especially these trees. I wish I could make something like this. It's too bad I don't have Rust Belt Rising because it's not really updated. It kind of crashes when you install it. But eventually it'll get up there. And then we'll be able to do Chicago calling. And then a house call. And this one. If Ontario actually existed. Enclave Talons. Well, they're not with us now, are they? So, the remnants of Steel. The Citadel has fallen. The Brotherhood is without a home, leadership, or direction. Still, the Knights put up token resistance across the Capital Wasteland. We need to bring this chapter to a close before we can move on to more important matters. Now, the thing is, we can't core any of these because we are Enclave. We just don't core things for some fucking reason. That's ours, at least. Oh, something we should do, since we have the ability, is get some... We have enough workshops for now. Like military workshops. We need more civilian. Thorn on our side, despite being all but wiped out in the face of the Capital Wasteland, the Brotherhood of Steel remains a problem. Scattered Brotherhood diehards are launching hit-and-run attacks on Enclave positions and attacking supply lines. We need to do something about these guerrillas, and soon, before they gather support in the Wasteland. Gets event Wasteland support, adds Brotherhood insurgents, which grants no compliance gains. Yes. Well, of course we don't get compliance gains. Aren't they dead yet? Wastelander support. Despite having control of the region's large supply of clean water and army power armor soldiers, the Enclave's place in the Wasteland is still a precarious one. Many Wastelanders still remember the Brotherhood propaganda about us being a genocidal monsters that want to kill everyone touched by mutation. We must win over the trust of those through policy and action as we step into the right place of governance. We'll make patriots out of all of them. Keep an eye open for events and focus decisions. Once that will impact general perception of the Wastelanders, have the Enclave will mention the impact. By doing things the Wastelanders will like, your public support will increase. Doing things they don't like will hurt the public support. Wastelander support begins in Raven Rock with dangerously low Wastelander support and firm Wastelander support sides. It starts with 30% towards dangerously low Wasteland support. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Fair treatment, hunt them down. Oh, let's see what that's about. So, we're on dangerously low or firm Wastelander support. So we could do draft Wastelanders. Ingrates. Distribute extra water. I don't think we have it right now. Distribute extra water. Here, we will pull water from reserves, distribute to local pop Wastelander trash. A few good photo ops and word of mouth should soften our image. It always does. Strengthen local militias. Donating some captured and old weapons to regional militias should remind the locals we care about their safety to a degree. And then we have propaganda. Most wasters may not be able to read, but those that can will see our posters and realize we're definitely the good guys, and they should do everything we say. We have the money, so we'll do that. Fair treatment. Well, it's not enough to kill them, but to make them know that you were right to begin with. Hello, Ducat. The Brotherhood's leadership deceived many fools into thinking we were some kind of genocidal madmen. Yet, perhaps if we could promise them fair treatment and show them we are not so bad, some will lay down their arms voluntarily. We can save some ammo until the trials are over and we bust out the firing squads. Hell yeah. We have fun in the army. Yeah, because save some money. Command purges. We're not purging no damn command. Air support. We don't need that right now. How are we on waste? This part. 110 to 104. I think we could. We have enough people. We don't need to worry about that. Oh, we have more stuff we could do now. Restore Ruined City. We already finished that. Okay. Explore. So if we do this, we could... Here, we could just blast through all these and explore whatever we need. Assassination attempt. While visiting a local garrison, Commander-in-Chief Autumn was narrowly missed by a sniper's bullet. This would-be assassin was apprehended and found to be a member of the local settlement security detail. Interrogations are still underway, but it's unclear how involved the rest of the town guard was involved in this attempt, or if the men acted alone. Autumn's cabinet is demanding immediate retaliation on the front, lest we appear weak and lose our grip on the populace. What should we do? Broadcast our execution of the assassin. Purge the entire town guard for the potential collaboration. Raise the settlement for harboring the radical. Holy shit. Broadcast the execution of the assassin. The Lions Trials. In a surprising turn of events, a group of Brotherhood initiates turned themselves in and have offered to help bring the fighting to an end. They contacted the remnant Lyman's Pride and other elite Brotherhood soldiers, leading them right into our hands. Now comes the part where we deliver our promise of fair treatment and honest trials for the leaders of the insurgency. Of course, fair is a relative term. Yes, indeed. Let's get... let's equip more aircraft, because if we have more, then that'll actually do better for us. Oh, no. Not right now. We'll get there. We're making money. Back to making money, as it should be. Maximum command power multiplier. I'll take that. Banking. We always need a bank. Just not bankers. We'll start researching robots and to upgrade our current setup. All right, trial preparations. Most of the BOS survivors are now in our custody and find themselves awaiting their fate. As we make final preparations for the trials of Brotherhood terrorists, we need to make some final decisions. First thing up, we need to decide just who we are putting on trial. It has been argued that the most of the knights and initiates of the Brotherhood were simply following orders, and if given leniency, would help winning the hearts and minds of the Wastelanders. Others argue that letting men who killed our soldiers off easy would slap in the face to our forces, and only the scribe should be given leniency. Or more hardline officials believe that every man, woman should be put to trial for their crimes. Stick to the leadership. Non-combatants, that'd be kind of fucked up. Or exempt non-combatants. Stick to leadership. Crime and punishment. The list of crimes committed by the Lions Brotherhood over the decade is innumerable. Theft of government property, illegal occupation of government facilities, and of course killing Enclave soldiers. Their legal counsel has argued that in the absence of Enclave presence in the Waste, the Brotherhood simply filled a power vacuum. They also point out that, at least in the case of Lions Brotherhood, a lot of those equipment went to the good cause of killing supermutants and raiders. This begs the question if we should prosecute some of these crimes, and to what degree. Okay, so prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. We can let a couple of things slide. Killing mutants should be rewarded. We should put in the heads of those Brotherhood members that what they did, who they're commanded by, was wrong. But what they were doing was right. Their leader. After the death of Elder Lyons, his daughter Sarah Lyons took over. Even following the toll to defeat the Brotherhood, she led the guerrilla in her refusal to lay down arms. Obviously, if anyone the Brotherhood deserves to be put to death, it's her. Advisors have raised the concern that putting her to death will just make her a martyr and embolden anti-American movements in the future. Life of President is sufficient. I already think that one's good. We'll broadcast the execution in every settlement. Ready the fire squad. Life in prison. Should be good. She'll see we were right. The last holdouts. A very small amount of insurgents still evade our grasp. Their numbers shrink by the day, but with one final push, we could drive them into the ground. Well, DC Raiders are gone, so that means no more Evergreen Mills. Raider ambush. Banner Raiders ambush our exploration teams that took losses. Fending off mutants attack. Go figure. Super mutant ambush. Fuck. Vault 92. Our team found an old vault not far from old only. As the many vaults, it is some kind of twisted experiment ended up with everyone dying. The vault sits crumbled ruins full of kind of mutated animals, but we could pull some salvage from it. Alright. Slavers grabbed them. By their freedom. Are you kidding me? There are people. Alright. Is there anything here we want to grab? Death claws. Fuck it. The final holdouts. Today, a patrol made contact with a lone hostile firing at them from a ruined office building in DC. The insurgent led the patrol through a twisted hallway filled with traps, but after a few hours, the last Brotherhood insurgent was killed. The terrorists wore no holotag, and there was no identification on them other than a vault jumpsuit they wore under their armor. Their death masks the final enemy killed in the Brotherhood's Enclave War. Oh, that's the player from Fallout 3. Noted. Oh, something we haven't done. Hold on. We'll get to this. 12 days to fix that. Is there anything here? Oh, here. Let's check this out. Okay, they're still doing that right now. So we're at balance support. As the dust settles, Brotherhood insurgency has been crushed and the Capital Wasteland is ours. Now it's not the time to rest. There are plenty of urgent issues that need addressing. So let's figure out this part. Final holdout. Noted. I probably could have done a celebration. I kind of regret that. Firm wasteland support. We need it for our growing nation. Growing pains. With the Brotherhood conflict finally brought to an end, we could turn our attention to the problems facing our new nation. There's no shortage of problems. Raiders are taking advantage of disorganized militia and making raids on fringe settlements. Scientists still upset about Eden's deactivation are causing trouble, and with all the new territory under our control, we need to start discussing matters of government. Just a rough patch. Is there anything here that we... No. Raider problems, disorganized settlements, and scheming scientists. Can we handle any of those? Oh yeah, scheming... Probably internal issues, then we move out. So let's deal with the scientists. A large majority of the science division and civilian administration bought into Eden's propaganda. They don't understand the realities of our situation and hold resentment for us unplugging the toaster. Happens. It happens. Vault 106. Just like ever, the vault we seem to find about Vault 106 is a messed up experiment. This time the vault was testing some kind of hallucinogenic gas that messes with the heads of anyone who hails it. are quickly pulled out, and we are making sure people stay clear away from the place. By their freedom, we found nothing. Raider ambush. Oasis. Shit. Herald. Our explorers have seen some strange things in the wasteland, but their most recent find may be it all. They found living trees. No, not just living, but living tree talking tree person too. Tree calls himself Harold. Apparently was a ghoul from the out west. That tree grew around him that he calls Bob. Harold is now the source of lush forest that is protected by a cult revering him as a god. That last bit makes things a bit tad difficult. Harold wants to die and he wants us to help him. He insists his cultists will understand if he could talk to them before the deed is done, but his people have other ideas. One of the cultists wants us to apply some type of sap to stop Harold's growth, but keep him alive, while others want us to apply some kind of liniment to accelerate the growth. Holy shit. No, fire. Treachery in the science department. A patrol sent to investigate a caravan attack from trace of energy weapon discharged and several of their caravanners were missing. After a large sweep for raiders of Brotherhood holdouts we missed, they discovered something unsettling. An unauthorized laboratory being operated by members of our science department in an abandoned bunker. They were ambushing and abducting wastelanders to continue FEV experiments that were banned after Eden was deposed. What's worse is that this is not an isolated incident. Cases of equipment theft, unauthorized experiments, and open dissent have been growing in our science department. If we do not do something about this soon, it'll spiral out of control. Alright, what happens if we clean out these fucks? Here, root out these fucks. Clean house. Scientists purge. Our investigation of the cancer spreading through the science department shows it was far from just a few people at the top and their loyal lackeys. Nearly 3 in 5 of our scientists are still clinging to the Eden doctrine of genetic purity and wastelander genocide. Those are just taking or holding on to the beliefs that our superior can be re-educated. But those who are actively working against us have only one fate. Face the fucking wall. Replace Navarro scientists with purge scientists. Yeesh. Look at that bad speed. Recruiting wastelanders. With large amounts of our science department executed, imprisoned, or reassigned to death claw feeding, we need to look into outside talent. Across the centuries, so-called scientists have tried to understand the marvels of the past and horrors of today. The promise of sterile lab equipment of this century could lure them into our cause. I think everyone from Rivet City will come. Maybe. If we can get them. Armed uprising. Shit. One of our fringe settlements has been site of multiple armed skirmishes between our patrols and armed guerrillas. The attackers tend to drag away their dead and vanish up in the hills. It is unclear who is behind the recent rise in attacks or who's armed these people, but our local security chief says that with a few more men he could really crack down on the issue. Send him support. Would be hard. Hey, can we... where is it? Wastelander scientist. Can we do this one yet? Oh, no. We're gonna keep working on that. Reform Science Department. We have dealt with the crisis in our science teams and much has changed. The new organization is running much smoother than before and we will reap the benefits. Have we? Research, Wasteland Brightest. Oh, so plus 10%. So how does that affect us? We're at 16%. Okay. Central baking. Identification documents. Probably needed for this area because we're going to need to map everyone in consensus. Everyone we can. Realm of Diana captured? Jesus. Oh, they're about to take out those guys. What about these guys? They're doing nothing. Washington Brotherhood doesn't give a shit. Whatever. Science crisis resolved. It has been a rough few months in the science division. Between the purges, re-education, and rocky integrations of the Wastelander scientists, there are definitely adjustments to be made for everyone. After months of reorganization and a few small lab accidents, we are finally back on track. The Wastelander scientists are proving their worth, and there is even one in particular that is showing a great deal of promise. Is her name Lee? Mini nuke strike. Oh, shit! One of our checkpoints was the site of a bombing by terrorists opposing our rule. The explosive in question was an improvised device made from an old mini nuke. Peacekeepers are already making sweeps to find the perpetrators, but another matter needs to be addressed. Mini nukes. While rare, are common enough in the wasteland that enough money, just about any wastelanders can get their hands on one. Some officers are calling for us to make possession of mini nukes illegal and institute some sort of program to collect the ones floating around in the territory. While it's not guaranteed some things like this won't happen again, it could theoretically make it harder for terrorists. That never stops them. That would just embolden them. Nukes are not protected by the Second Amendment. I beg to differ. Alright, let's take care of the raiders, then we'll take care of the settlers. Raiders everywhere. All along the frontier, settlements we should control are being besieged by raiders. If you don't act swiftly, the problems will only get worse. Raiders abroad abound. Following the collapse of the DC settlement militia, raiders on the fringe have become more bold. From Tenpenny Tower all the way up to Old Republic and Dave, there are reports of raiders attacking out of caravans and getting closer to town walls. If we do not do something about this, it'll only get worse, and the Wastelanders under control will doubt the peace and prosperity we promise. Well, shit. Draft Wastelanders, I guess. Fortify the North. Saviors of Virginia. Saviors of Virginia. The people unfortunate enough to live under the rule of raiders to our south have welcomed us as their saviors. With the right effort, we can exterminate the remaining raiders and gain the loyalty of grateful populace. Starting Revelation. Go figure. Let me see. Let me just imagine who these people were. A recent skirmish between our force and armed guerrillas in unruly province has led to a shocking discovery. The attackers missed one of their dead when they retreated, and they have been confirmed to be members of the local militia. The rifle they carry was also part of a recent delivery. Many in our military administration are outraged and are calling for the everything ranging from martial law to raising the village of the ground. The settlement member says the guerrillas must have been an outlier misappropriating equipment and insists his guards are loyal Wasteland Americans. Oh, shit. Hunt the guerrillas, nothing more. We have to be very careful about this. We don't want it all falling apart. Although it seems like it's already fallen apart. Fortify in the north. All along the frontier, settlements we should control are being besieged by raiders. If we don't act swiftly, the problem will only get worse. Oh. That's it. Bandits out of Harrisburg keep flooding in from the north and abducting our new citizens. We will fortify our border and keep them out. Our citizens need to be toiling away at our factories, not in the pits. No shit. Mutual funds. Central planning. That's always a bad idea. Do we still... Do we get, Well, I think we could actually benefit from new assistant care packages now. Northern Guards. Staffing the northern defenses with our soldiers is a drain on our resources. We should draft Wastelanders to protect this border. Indeed. Another mini-nuke strike. Fuck. Another one of those checkpoints on the side of a bombing by terrorists opposed to our rule. Once again, they used an improvised device made from an old mini-nuke. Our peacekeepers are still looking for the terrorists behind the previous attack, but they say they are getting close. Who could have predicted this? Well, fuck. Peace and safety. The raider problems have been dealt with. While there are still bandits out there, they have mutated monstrosities on the prowl. The people in our settlements enjoy relative safety. I could just turn you guys into reclamation. Yeah. Things could be better. The uprising spreads. Fuck. The ingrates of the village protecting those wasteland guerrillas have spread like rad roaches to nearby settlements and are stoking the fires of dissent. Our patrols are reporting increased attacks now beyond the borders of one of the troubled regions. In these unruly settlements, our patrols are also reporting everything from anti-enclave graffiti to wasters hurling garbage at them. They are waiting on us to decide how to handle the situation. We're in power armor. We can handle this. Stick to hunting anti-enclave settlers will be arrested. Burn the unruly settlements to the ground. Shit. Just stick to hunting the rebels. I have more than enough. I have more than enough. We need the stability, though, so just keep them in position. God damn, these people. You're fucking everything up! Where's my new America? Manifest the city's destiny. Oh, no. An envoy has arrived from the wealthy Rivet City, currently sitting in the coastline. Their city has long been a hub of prosperity technology, the barbaric Capital Wasteland, much like how America was always meant to be. Unfortunately, they were far closer to the Brotherhood of Steel. Our soldiers shooting their caravans on sight caused some frosty relations. Now, however, that our victory over the Brotherhood assured them, and relatively moderate Col Autumn in power, Rivet City sees a chance to survive our wrath by binding themselves to us. Their envoy states that the Council's only concern is to continue their economic prosperity and research into civilian technologies in the hope of improving the lives of citizens of DC. If we choose to take them on this as a puppet, we could gain a rich ally and will help us dominate the East Coast. If we choose to turn them down, we'll make enemy of them. But we won't have to worry about a fickle puppet interested only in self-advancement. Research, you say? Yeah, I'll keep them. They're mine. Bannon. I don't really remember him. Raider threat contained. I love the image. Following our successful campaign against the DC Raiders and our fortification of the northern border, Raider attacks in the Capital Wasteland are at an all-time low. The settlers under our rule are enjoying a relative sense of security they have not seen in our lifetime. And they have the men and women in the Enclave to thank us for it. One less problem. Remove Raider problems. So now I just have disorganized settlements. DC settlers. The Brotherhood of Steel was not only our only opposition during the Battle of DC. A confederation of settlements took up arms against us as well. With their armies defeated, many wonder what will happen next. Well, we'll fucking see, won't we? Was it mass surveillance? Oopsie. I Philly. The administrative limbo. The military might of our forces is without question in the Capital Wasteland. Settlements under our control do not put up the resistance and are becoming increasingly used to the side of black power armor in their dusty streets. There is still the problem of general confusion about what will happen next. Many settlement leaders and citizens openly took up arms to aid the Brotherhood, and while we have taken an official stance on this, many one of their fate mirror that of the Brotherhood's leadership. The time has come for us to decide to make it known that will happen to the leaders of these settlements. It has been said that they should face trials of possible execution for their role in the anti-American uprising, but a case could also be made that they are simply acting on faulty information, doing what they thought best for the people they govern. Not to mention, replacing all those governors and sheriff will be more work than replacing a few diehards. Rebels must be punished. We can try amnesty for loyalty. We'll do that. And a move that upset the hardliners, but in the most practical move we can make, we have opted to let many of the current leadership DC settlements remain in control in their prospective towns until elections can be organized. In the meantime, patrols will continue to check in on the towns to ensure they are running smoothly. But beyond that, they will be granted autonomy to handle the day-to-day as they should. You cannot... You are too small of a faction to be able to run that much shit at once. Now let's check our Eden doctrines. We have 32 from these douchebags. Louis Sullivan. Who the hell is this person? Support local militias. Draft Wastelanders. Strange happenings. Dear Tenpenny Town, there's a strange building avoided by nearly all scavengers, traders, even raiders. The old pre-war... No way in fucking hell. I already know what that one is. Super mutant ambush. When will the mutants die off? Eventually. Roles in government. Many settlement leaders have begrudgingly accepted our rule, and the others have been dealt with. So long as we keep an eye on them, we can trust that they will run the settlements smoothly. I mean, I killed 50,000 of them during the war. So, when you think about it, already extracted a heavy price on them. Actually killed way more during the war. I think it like another 10,000 on top of that. Promising leaders. We have been getting reports that the patrols that checked in on the settlements across the wasteland about how a couple of the towns are flourishing under the guidance of their local figureheads and recovering from the conflict much faster than others. There have been much more than a few recommendations that these local leaders be offered seats in the higher government to help greater number of people. It's worth looking into. Relative calm. The civilized people of the Capital Wasteland have adjusted to our rule. Though they don't all enjoy it, many have accepted the way that we will be handling things. So we'll remove the disorganized settlements. Grain, vocational. Better off than we were before. Research speed. We still have so much research to do. We're at 41% now. Shit. The ingrates from the village protecting those wasteland grizz have spread like red roaches. Okay, well, it's fine. Stick to hunting the rebels. We'll have them taken care of soon. I promise you. Enclave propaganda. Oh, we need to change that to that. Enclave. Oh, I should have changed that long ago. Autumn's command radio. Or Enclave propaganda. Propaganda. No, we're not doing fucking... We're not doing chems. Dorks. Wastelander American Service. Why not? Anti-Enclave demonstration. A moderately sized settlement in our territory has recently been home to a large anti-Enclave protest. Several Wastelanders spoke against our rule to a crowd of hundreds critiquing our policies, and demanding that we leave their settlements. While the demonstration didn't turn to violence, there was mention of removing our soldiers by force if we refused to leave. Maybe a compromise might be reached. It's just talk. I'm trying to get these people on my side. If it's even possible. America's Thirst. Project Purity will serve as a catalyst for a rebuild America. Our scientists have restored the damage to the facility and are creating plans on how best to handle the water situation. Lore-wise, it didn't really work out too well for the Brotherhood of Steel there. Oh, I forgot. I need to upgrade my... Mini-nuke bomber stopped. Thank God. Finally, the terrorists behind the recent mini-nuke bombings have been stopped, but not without losses. During the raid on their main base, the pre-war sewer tunnel, the terrorists were able to detonate another improvised explosive, killing themselves and many of the peacekeepers seeking to apprehend them. Lost 25 to that shit. Should have sent Wastelanders in to do it. That's just me. Academia. Project Purity operational. After months of work to fix the damage caused by the Brotherhood conflict, Project Purity is finally operational and steadily pumping out clean water for the masses. We have several plans in place to distribute the water to the nearby settlements, both for humanitarian reasons and to make sure they accept integrating into America. As we speak, water distribution centers are being constructed in the vicinity of several wasteland settlements. These centers will serve as both the hubs to facilitate efficient distribution of the water, as well as operate as the main hubs for local governments. Let the water flow, or... but how does this work? Project Purity is downstate. Okay, probably it's good to have. So, Col Autumn's goal with the Project Purity has always been to use it as a tool to bend the wasteland masses to the Enclave's will. This will be achieved by constructing a water distribution center in a sufficiently compliant state. When the state that borders one of your core reaches 97% compliance or is pacified, you will be able to access the decision to construct water distribution centers. During the next 60 days, your nation will divert a considerable amount of construction administrative power to building the government office and staffing with loyal wastelanders. Once this is done, all the states in the border your cores should fall in line. In the meantime, wastelanders can be more easily brought on board by distributing water with the Water Distribution Mission Occupation Law, where the Enclave will offer water first before using force to put wastelanders in their place. Simple enough. Alright, cool. Let's do it. Oh. Where is it? A cup of joe. I already got that crap. The megaton question. Somehow people 200 years ago thought living around a live nuclear bomb was a good idea, and nobody questioned that. Looks like it's up to deal with it. Okay, where is... Okay. With clean water, we would have a choice to make about how to use it. So, construct water distribution center. Will be constructed water distribution center, compliant reaches, and find staff for them active for 60 days. Okay. I mean, we already have them all pretty high up there. Our riot control people are pretty damn good at their job. And those who get out of line will find themselves helping the command and control centers for the robots in another fashion, like Robo Brains. Everyone forgets about that. You could stick people into Robo Brains. Rebel camp found. Well done. Our efforts to hunt down the rebels on our unruly settlement had not been in vain. After tracking through the hills for months, we finally found the main rebel camp, and they made a pathetic last stand as our power armor forces marched in. From the looks of the camp, this was the rebels' main base of operations supply depot. Without this base, the few guerrillas that escaped should not pose further troubles. Good. $35 more days. The megaton question. Well, shit. Of all the strange living situations people in the post-war America find themselves in, few are stranger than the town of Megaton. 2 centuries ago, the people of the Springvale area that could not get into Vault 101 decided a crater with an undetonated bomb in it was the next best thing. In the 200 years since, the people of Megaton have built up walls and homes in the crater, ironically creating one of the most safest settlements in the Capital Wasteland. Even with the bomb being a dud and rumors of it being completely disarmed, there is still constant danger as well as very real radiation leaking out of the device into the soil and drinking water of the Megaton citizens. Disposing of the bomb properly would require the relocation of the entire settlement, which could prove costly. Currently, there are 2 plans about how to relocate these people. The first is to relocate the people of Megaton to surrounding settlements. The second proposal is to convert the nearby abandoned Super Duper Mart into a refugee center, where the Megaton citizens can stay until our more suitable homes are found and the bomb is removed and they can return to their homes. Of course, we could always just have a team ensure the bomb is completely disarmed and advise them not to drink the local water or eat the local produce. Super Duper Mart, refugee camp. I don't give a shit. Whose tower? Tenpenny Tower? Well, I don't think so. That's a federal government tower. Tenpenny Tower was once a retreat for America's elite. In the last few years, it became a home of the Capital Wasteland elite. We need to remind these residents that they are Americans now. And get rid of all the ghouls under there. Okay, this is not Reformer Enclave. This is East Coast Enclave. We do things a little different over here. Whose tower? Tenpenny Tower. In recent decades, the once abandoned resort, now referred to by Wastelanders as Tenpenny Tower, was turned into a settlement for the Wasteland wealthy elite. Following the execution of the previous owner by the DC settlements, a resident named Irving Chang stepped up to run the settlement. Initially, reports about the tower and its leader caused concern as they planted Mr. Chang as a Chinese communist revolutionary. Unfortunately, these concerns turned out to be true. Mr. Chang professed to our officer sent to the tower almost immediately that he was proud descendant of Chairman Chang, the leader of the communist China before the war. The final straw was when our officer found that Mr. Chang was in possession of converting Tenpenny Tower into a communications dystopia, or a communist dystopia. Unable to tolerate any more, the officer executed Mr. Chang on the spot, and as a requesting a replacement to oversee the tower, is sent to deprogram the indoctrinated inhabitants. Well, go fucking figure. At least it's a, what do you call it, a core now. Wow. A lot of places. Oh, so anything that's over 90, what do you call it? 90% immediately becomes a core. That's awesome. So all those areas are now cores of ours. A lot of them. Yeah, are you kidding me? Canterbury Commons. Settlement Canterbury Commons leverage its strategic location to become a center of trade in the Capital Wasteland and beyond. You know what that means? They owe a lot of fucking back taxes. Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to tax the fuck out of you. Empiricism theory. Okay. Oh, how is my dudes going anyway? So some of you could actually root out resistance. Oh, that's already ours. Canterbury Commons. The small town of Canterbury Commons has remained an essential stop for traders for decades. During the rule of the DC settlement, the town grew from a small pit stop to a bustling center for commerce that eclipsed similar locations of the Waste. Under our leadership, things have continued much the same, but the local traders worry of the future entails. Invest in the town or grow the economy? Hell yeah. Establish a trade agency to regulate commerce there? They know what they are doing, just be sure to collect taxes, or Uncle Ro actually has a good idea. I think I'll invest in it. I'd rather have that. Rivet City. Despite its origins, the people of Rivet City really made it something of their own, and we should respect the model of the rebuilding. While not perfect, it is a model to strive for, and we should give them a helping hand. I mean, it's our area. They're puppets of ours now, so why not? Organic processors. Those really annoying people are going to become robo-brains. Next. You just wait over there. We're coming for you. We're probably going to go to the Plague Lands first, because that's easier to take. In the week since Rivet City submitted their proposal and accepting our rule in exchange for autonomy, there has been a lot of internal debate about the future of the floating city. While it is true they are sitting on the U.S. naval vessel and thus squatting on government property, they have both recognized their place as American citizens better than most wastelanders and been exceptionally cooperative with our science teams in the study of post-war flora. It is also painfully clear that they're restoring this ship to work order is the most trouble that it's ever going to be worth. In the Autumn administration, there's a substantial amount of support for continuing to allow Rivet City their autonomy and send them engineering support to ensure the city stays afloat into the foreseeable future. Or at the very least, we could provide support to their scientists and reform both Rivet City into a fully fledged science institution to educate the minds of tomorrow. Sign the worst of the Drex is super duper mart. Expand the labs! Expand the labs. I think they could handle the keeping it afloat. Don't eat the people. Civilization of the South. Civilizing the South. Yes, indeed. The swamps just south of DC are home to more than giant mosquitoes. They are also home to mutated tribals, cultists, and guerrilla fighters. It is our duty to civilize this stretch of the swamp. Indeed. Let's see, how many more of these guys? I can't do anymore. Billy Raiders. Bastards. So we have 2 entry points for this area. Compliance growth speed. I think that one is close. That one's ready. I think we could start construct water distribution center for that one. I like this coring method. So it doesn't make it so you have to use the coring, but you could still core areas, technically. Robo Brains! Alright. What is this? Oh, okay. How many armies do they have? 43? I'm a little worried about that, so I'm going to... set them up. And I have enough money so I could actually purchase more, or have more units. Ooh. Why did that happen? Oh, and these guys, any of the robots will have their own commander. Luke Potter. Robotics expert. And rooted. We'll wait till we are good. Oh, damn it. What a dork I was. Tab. There we go. I'm so glad I learned that. That you could select different areas. Saltrons! The National Mall. Once beautiful center of history and commerce, the National Mall has been turned into a war zone in the recent years since the bomb fell. Now that it's mostly fallen silent, we should begin to work on bringing it back to what it once was. Indeed, we gotta clear out all of the super mutants and the ghouls. Do we think we can handle this? I think we can. Are you fucking kidding me? You cannot be serious, you guys. It's because there's not enough supply in these areas. The National Mall was the site of some of the worst fighting in the Capital Wasteland for nearly 200 years. Mutants, raiders, and other various groups constantly battled for the area, both because the central location as well as the valuables of the scavenging from the ruins. The battle finally ended once we got involved. For the first time in 200 years, we could report that the National Mall lies silent. Mutant anarchists and other foes have been dispatched and locations secured. We can now begin to dismantle our daunting task of restoring the mall to at least the semblance of its former glory. Good luck, everybody! Yesterday's future. The museum technology was full of both old and new to the people of 2077. While the museum is unlikely to hold any advanced plasma rifle schematics, it could hold the secrets to older technologies we didn't see necessary to remember when we lived in secure bunkers for the last 2 centuries. God, we lost way more people against them. That is ridiculous. Oh, cancel that. There you go. Absolutely ridiculous. And they have boats. They're Rivet City. They have boats. Assaultrons! That's good. Scraps of the old world. The National Archives are filled with the old documents of the pre-war government considered of historical and cultural significance. It'll take years to go through it all, but we should do an initial sweep first. What are these guys doing? Nothing for now. We'll deal with them later. I think we gained a few more territories. Oh, I think... Oh, never mind. That's not... That's cord, that's cord, that's cord. I think we have everything. Besides, I think these parts. Yeah, these parts are the last ones. That's so bad that we lost our initial assault against them. Here, just build them up. They're building more, so... The National Archives. Surprisingly, the basement beneath the National Archives remained mostly untouched for the 2 years since the bomb fell. Even more surprising that the robots left the facility think themselves revolutionary soldiers under the command of the Protectron who believes himself to be Button Gwinnett. The robot responded to the clearance codes from our survey team and recognized us as U.S. government, and the officer in charge of the team awaits further orders about what to do with the machines. It is one of life's mysteries. Museum of History. The Museum of History is crumbling ruins filled with glimpses into the past. What else is there? The underworld. Alright, how are these guys doing? Okay, you guys are well enough on your own. The underworld. Deep in the old museum history is a place of ghouls of the Capital Wasteland who have apparently been flocking to for years. Naturally, we cannot allow them to stay and pollute our national mall, but what to do with them remains to be decided. Off to the super duper refugee camp, or relocate them to other settlements, or kill them all. We could have the settlements take care of it. I mean, they will. Oh, we got them all in one spot. Just kill them all. How dare you? How could you say such a thing? I'm playing Raven Rock. Are you kidding me? Mall battlefield. The once beautiful grounds in the National Mall are littered with the trenches, bunkers, and skeletons of the fallen. The monuments have fallen into decay. We can no longer allow the symbol of American prosperity to decay. No, we cannot. Oh, wait, we need to move these back up here. How good are we in respeed? 54%. So we're getting up there. How's this now? Okay. Oh, get better? Alright. Super mutant issue. The super mutants have been pillaging the Capital Wasteland for decades. The Brotherhood failed to contain the problem, but we are better. We will delve into Vault 87 and destroy the problem at its source. Still, I don't know who caused that in the beginning, or in the first place. Was it Eden, or... Let's see if that helps a little better. Nope, not quite yet. Fuck. After months of planning and training to simulate Vault A7 made the Vault Tech blueprints, Enclave Team Sigma was finally sent into the heart of darkness to cut out the plague of our nation. Despite fierce mutant resistance, the team was able to accomplish their mission and clear the way for the science team to safely render the equipment used to create these hulking horrors inoperable. There still may be mutants out there in the waste, but for the time in decades, their numbers will begin to dwindle until there are no more left. Yes, super mutants are dead. Okay, I guess we'll get this once we core it. Lamplights. Our soldiers thought they were ready for anything when they descended the lamplight canvas to push through 8 Vault E7. They were not ready for the settlement full of children. Well, yeah. What do you expect? Okay, 3 of these guys will have their own new army. You, sir. Yeah, we need to unfuck this right here. Little Lamplight. The caves once known as Lamplight Cavern seems to have become home of a self-sufficient colony of children that fended off not only the horrors of the waste, but the mutants at their back door. While apprehensive to our forces at first, and they were informed that we have stopped the flood of mutants from Vault A7, the children became welcoming of us mungos. Those that have been in the caves have said it has been quite the impressive feat, especially for children. To survive there for so long, it has been proposed that we construct an orphanage in Big Town to relocate these children and integrate them into our regular society. However, it's also been argued that leaving the children be and letting them open up to the world more gradually may be the better call. Yeah, let them step out on their own, you know. So leave that. Let's just hold off on that for until this is done. I'm so sick of these fucks. Almost there. Are they still applying cargo to these guys? Yeah, that should be a little bit better now. Damn it. Oh, yeah. We'll do this in the next video. Yeah, let's just finish this damn thing off. So sick of these bastards. Cannot be frickin' serious. We are losing so much of our guys to this shit. Here, I'll come back once this has been fixed. Now, after all this time, we have finally got an upper hand on these punks. Took forever, but we finally got across that damn river. We had to build up aviation support and our actual supply system had to be built up. Took quite a while. And we just gotta not lose what we've got. And just keep going. They're on the losing end. They don't have enough power to reinforce, and they don't have enough material, and they're dwindling on their manpower in their current army. It's almost Andale all over again for them. The loss of 4,000 men, mostly power armored men, finally took this damn area, and the rest should be easier to take. So America has grown just a little bit further. And while we're at it, we'll take that area too. Kind of scatterbrained on our research requirements at the moment. Just wait till they get into position. And then declare war. Sorry, Garden of Eden. Goodbye. America will progress further. Rustport. You guys got it? There you go. Done. Alright, that's what I wanted to complete on this video. Was that. So we will, in fact, set up for our invasion of Empire of Roxantanium, which is pretty funny. As I say, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe. Send a comment to me on the video for anything you'd like to talk about. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope to see you next time. As always, ta-ta.